Greetings and welcome to my channel. My name is Ignatius and this is Sandustry. Let's start the video. Here I'm doing some research. I unlocked tier 2. Had a little bit of a conversation. Spent pretty much all the gold and I'm now beginning to prepare to... yes, this is the preparation for the water bucket. Here I use this to make sure that both sides are on the same level. Yes, here I'm filling the snow bit. And now we're melting the snow into steam. That steam is now going to rise up, and now it's raining down as water. Right where I made it, right where I created the steam. Here I counted to see that the right side of the bucket was a little bit too small. I corrected that mistake, and as we can see, I have more water. This is my way of making water. Now comes the part where I need to press residue. That residue needs to be added, or just dropped at the top part, the green line. And then it will fall down, and when it reaches the bottom, it will be defined as pressed. Here I unlocked the filter to filter out burnt residue, which you need to do. You need to burn the residue so that it becomes pressable. And here the burnt residue becomes pressed into seed and gold. And that's where my original statement from the last video that you need a big wallet because you're going to make a lot of gold comes from. We made gold when shaking the sand. Now we're making gold when pressing the residue, rather the burnt residue, and during the next couple of steps we are also going to make more gold. So gold is not an issue in this level. Not at all. The issue is more like handling the gold. What do you do with all the gold that you make? I do like that. Of course. More gold is always good. I'm a bit of a dwarf that way. Here I made this, made sure that that all the dirt I was going to send up wasn't going to come down again. Now some digging. And now I'm digging down. There are drones to help you with digging, but I don't really like them. I haven't been using them in this playthrough. I just don't like them. They make too little gold. Here I decided to lengthen the second one. The second of the lifts, so that it sprays its stuff a little bit further. That makes it a bit easier on the belts later on, I think. Okay, here we can see stuff is being transported up and being turned into wet sand. This is research. And you can hear it. The digging speed is higher. There are a number of these areas. I unlocked none of them. Also, you don't need to unlock these areas. They give you some bonuses, but they are absolutely not necessary. And let me pause real quick. Here I understood that the layout beneath the surface is most definitely very different, with a different seed. Because in the previous game, all this was quite cavernous, and had all kinds of resources everywhere. In this seed, you see what it looks like. Okay, that way at least I bring in most of the material. Here I understood that the rightmost lift sprays its stuff through the next lift and to the other end, and that doesn't hamper the game in any way, shape or form. I just didn't like it. That's why I ended up with this solution, to avoid that. But it's just personal preference. More residue burning and pressing and making a ton of gold. Okay, here I unlock the next tier, and the bit that I like most, to be honest. But that's, I think, going to be in the next episode. Right, for the moment, I decided to see this underbelt, which I hadn't constructed before. And it worked quite well. Although, I must also confess, this was the only underbelt that I constructed. What do I make the planter now? At least I make the infrastructure to pump the seed. Oh, no. No planter just yet. The seed is currently dry, and it will not do much at all. Before it can be usable, it must become wet. Meaning you have to throw it into water and make wet seed. That seed you can then plant. Here I had an idea to fill the dry seed into kind of a bucket and then let it drizzle out into the water. This is going to be the bucket where I make the water for the wet seed. Same basic idea as on the other end with the dirt, with the wet dirt. Snow, not the snow, and you have water. I noticed that the melting area was too thin, so I made it both smaller and higher. Then I melted away all the snow that was now in the way. And that's the new area. And the water. Okay. More burning of residue to make more seed. Here I noticed, well, it was a good idea, but it was too limiting. I wanted to kind of fill this bucket and then remove these bottom two tiles in order to drop all the seed. And here I saw that there was a bit of a construction issue, allowing gold to go. That was the idea, and constantly, and then I understood that that was not going to work. So I did the most practical solution and just had it that way. Here I made a couple of filters, a couple of additional filters for the gold to go a little bit to the right and not fall into the seed pocket. And this is the simplest solution. Here I had a little bit of residue to test everything with, and I saw that no gold was getting where it doesn't need to be. And then I saw that I had too much filters going, and this is absolutely sufficient. Okay, the vacuum, that's going to be important. And this is the box for this is the flower to planter box. And I do like this part most. Planting the flowers, and especially the next part. Which is going to be part of this video, okay? That was for the gold. I had forgotten this. Then you burn the flowers to get the resources out of them. And here I saw that this was going to take an eternity. I mean, this was a good idea, but this was going to take eternally long. Then I tested this to remove the flower, the thin layer on top of over the gold, and it wasn't going to work either. This is just way too slow. So I felt this away as a good idea, and changed everything. This would also leave me with that little bit of space right here, where it's now being emptied, and I was going to use that space otherwise. Okay, more planting. Then I made some more room for the petals, I believe. Oh, okay, same thing. I believe down there to... Let me speed this down, okay. Exactly, for the petals to the bottom right to come up. And then prepare for the next step, which is going to be in the next video. Until then, thank you for watching, like, subscribe, and know the drill if you so choose, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.